question, do we have music?
We do, sir. Good sir.
Indeed.
All right.
We don't have a mecha, though. She's eating.
No. Giggity. Welcome to Midnight's Edge After Dark. We got music. We're up and running again. How's everybody doing? Back off on the volume over here. It's Monday. It's cold as hell outside. If you're on the East Coast, if you're on the West Coast, I envy you. So anyway, I'm Rob Robot Shlomo from Shabby Road Studios. With me as always, Mr. Tom Connors.
Rubber bumpy babysitting service, or however you say it. That's what it sounded like you're about to say there.
Yeah.
Rubber Robo Shlomo.
And with us is Mr. Tyler Bioshock.
I ain't beating that.
No, not with a big stick. All right, everybody.
It bounces.
It does bounce. All right.
Bumbles
Okay.
bounce.
Bumbles indeed do bounce. How's it going, everybody?
It's going.
Shit,
It's
I don't
cold.
have my timer up. I
Oh,
forgot
go ahead
to
and
put the
start it
timer.
now. It's fine. We're not that far in.
No.
But anyway, let's kick it off with the box office here. Let me get that up. And then
Okay.
we'll get into the news.
All right.
It's a Monday. And
Well,
once
just add a
again-
minute. Just add a minute to whatever
Yeah, that's about all we were.
doing here.
Yeah, because the theme's only like a minute long. All right, anyway. This is stuff
Okay.
we should be talking about in the chat. But anyhow. Box office. As predicted, Glass had a pretty decent opening. Let me get this up here so you guys can see it out there in YouTube land. $40 million, actually 40.5 for the US, and it pulled in, I think, close to 80 overseas and altogether. Not bad at all for a movie like that on a January opening. Upside came in at 15. In second place, Aquaman came in at third with 10 million. Dragon Ball Super Broly came in at $9 million. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse hung in there. Fell only one spot, even though it jumped up a spot last week. It still made
Go
$7 million.
away already. Go away.
A Dog's Way Home is dropped a few spots, but it held in the top 10 with 7 million. Escape Room dropped 2 spots, made 5.6. Mary Poppins Returns also dropped 2 spots, adding another 5.2 million to its already 158 looks like million. Bumblebee held in there, just it fell 2 spots as well, but 4.7 million. It's not doing too bad. It's finally cracked the 100 million mark here in the US, so that's kind of good for that movie. And rounding off the top 10 was On the Basis of Sex, which brought in 3.8 million. Did anybody see Glass this weekend? I was going to, but I got snowed in.
I did.
Did you? Okay, well, give us your quick non-spoiler review, sir.
Disappointing.
Oh,
Yes!
damn,
The ending really is going to anger a lot of people.
that sucks.
It's kind of fun beforehand. It's a bit wordy. If you're looking for anything more than that, you're going to be so disappointed. But 2/3 of it are fun, and then that third crashes so hard.
Damn, that sucks. Because the ending is something he supposedly had planned way back in the beginning.
That really makes me concerned that he thought this was going to be an ending people wanted. I hate to say it, but it kind of reminds me of a certain Subversion man.
So just the same, though. I know some people were disappointed. Some people loved it. The critics hated it. But it probably would have done a little better if it wasn't for the weather, I bet. But that's still about where they figured it was going to do for the weekend. They said 90, but it did just over 80. So that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It only had a $20 million budget.
I saw one review. They called Glass one of the worst movies of his career.
Oh, no.
You know what? Okay, listen. I have no love for M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong or whatever his name is, but I saw him on Colbert. He seems like a decent guy.
He is.
That's overshooting it a bit. And that's what I was saying before about the whole Spider-Verse thing and a few other things. Everything's either the best or the worst. You ever notice that?
Mhm.
It can't
Yeah.
be just somewhere in the middle. It's like I had a hard time believing it when I started reading all the reviews. I'm like, there's no way this movie is as bad as they're saying.
Oh, it's not bad. It's just disappointing.
Well, there's a difference between bad and disappointing.
Yes, very.
Yeah. Vaultkeeper says, so typical Shyamalan movie, crappy ending.
Well, he used to make good endings.
For like 3 movies, maybe 2 at best.
2.5.
in the 2.5 in the beginning.
Well, Split was a good ending.
Split is
was
a great ending.
A very nice turn for anybody who remembered Unbreakable.
Yes.
You know, I know a lot of people in the audience were like, huh? Why is Bruce Willis in this? What does he mean? What's this? I don't get it.
I thought it was great.
Had to explain to a lot of people on the way out the theater what the hell is going on, but hey, you know, it was fun.
Yes, like Shyamalan just seemed like a pretty decent guy. I mean, I think he had a bit of an ego when he made Lady in the Lake, but I think he got better.
Yeah, I think he's learned he can't. He's not. How do I want to put this? I think he learned to not let his ego get ahead of him anymore so much.
Yeah, you can't have yourself writing the world's greatest book and having all your critics be violently murdered without people thinking you're weird.
That's a common thing with him.
Yeah, he's got some hangups.
Yeah, I wonder if that's what's going to be the next Rian Johnson movie. It's a murder mystery about critics who didn't like a great movie by a great director.
Screw you guys!
Yeah, don't mention his name. He appears. You say that name, and he's gonna show up. So I told you that.
Ah, gross! You sick bastard!
Yeah, sorry, Ryan.
Also, I mentioned
but anyway.
the acting's good in the movie. Of course, McAvoy is the best part as always.
Do we get to see the rest of his alter egos?
Oh yeah, you get a few more. They're all well acted, of course.
Well, because they're supposed to be like 24 or whatever, and we only got to see like half a dozen or whatever it was in the first one.
Well, Shyamalan was planning movies for each of the other 23 personalities.
No, I don't think that was necessarily the case, but
that's a way of setting up infinite number of sequels. Just keep adding personalities.
Oh, believe me, if you see the movie, you'll know that I can kind of get now why he was saying stuff like, I'll make a sequel if I want to.
Well, he actually said also that it was always planned to be a trilogy, and it's a trilogy he's not expecting to make anymore no matter what. And this was before the movie even came out. So.
Well, that reminds me of his comment of, you're going to be scared of the happening, to, it's a B-movie, enjoy it.
Well, I can stand by this because if you watch the special features of Unbreakable, he does talk about Unbreakable being a trilogy.
Oh, yeah, he always wanted this for like years.
Yeah. So, anyhow. Yeah, so that's your box office there, folks. What do we got next, Rob? What do you think? What should we crack open next year?
According to Ryan Reynolds, well, let's just go. Yeah, okay. Well, listen, we put it up there. Let's talk about it. The scores for Star Trek Discovery. I'm coming on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh dear God, not again. Not again. Really?
Why do you think it was going to be different?
I don't know. I have no idea. But it's and actually Gary covered this over on Nerdrotic. We hate to just belabor this point. It just they have no idea what's a review and what is just sort of like a think piece over there. But it's not good. Actually, bring up for that. Yeah.
Oh, brother.
Actually, if you go in, there's a way to get the I don't know, you gotta follow the link to the individual episode rating, not for just season 2. Yeah, episode 1, season 2, but it comes in like 31%, I think.
Oh, to get the user rating.
The individual, the user rating. Yeah. So
yeah, you gotta go season 2.
Yeah, they're not putting it. Yeah, they're not putting it up. Yeah, there you go. 31%. Dear God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was. It was.
There's only 359 ratings.
Nobody cares.
That's sad.
But look around the season reviews 8, 7 fresh, 1 rotten. There's only 8 reviews of it legitimately though.
Doesn't the Orville have a higher average rating though?
Yes, it does. It does. My God, it's and I'm forgetting the time index as we go along. So, oh dear God, it's like it's Vujade all over again. But it's Rotten. and we said this about STD. We said this about She-Ra. We said this about the first season STD. There's a couple other things now. It's become a case of now where they are learning how to fudge the Rotten Tomatoes numbers here. They really are. And Mecca actually covered this on
well, it's
her
all
channel.
arbitrary. It's however they want to see fit to rate it. You know, they don't. You can read the little blurbs that they have there, and I think this is what you're talking about. Like Mecca, I think went through them too in ways, and other people we have too before. And how you extrapolate what they consider a good review to me is just it's nonsense. Because if you go by the ratings, you can have one that's rated 2.5 out of 5 stars, and another one that's rated 2.5 out of 5 stars, and one be considered a negative and one considered a positive, as just kind of a general example on this website. I'd like to know who's deciding.
I think a critic decides if he wants that to be positive when it gets or negative when you get to that
Is
level.
is that how it works? Because I'll tell you right now, the whole thing is a stupid fucking bunch of nonsense. We've already covered Rotten Tomatoes to no end, but
what are the reviews actually saying? It's like, oh, it's such an upbeat, uplifting series about diversity. Is it saying that?
But then, yeah, somebody's bound to say it.
That's the stupidest idea I've ever heard.
Yeah, it is. And Picard would know.
But of course, the Discovery news doesn't end here.
Well, okay, but let me just say this first, okay, about about diversity, okay. You know, okay, nobody's saying diversity is a bad thing necessarily in and of itself. What we always say is if that's the only thing you have to fall back on, and if you're doing that in order to critic-proof your series, then you've got nothing. You really got nothing.
It reminds me of when my mom used to say, it's cute. I'm like, oh, so you didn't like it then, and you're just not trying to say you didn't like it.
Yeah. The worst. Oh, Brandon, the worst critic is Jeff Snyder, the bonehead. Jeff Snyder blocked me when I said on Twitter that when he quote unquote reported that Michael B. Jordan was going to play Boba Fett, I said you reported this 6 months ago and it was a rumor then, and Josh Trank got fired. Why are you reporting it now? And then he blocked me. He said, bye bye. I'm like, shut up, you asshole.
Really, I would have said Roger Moore is the worst critic.
Roger Moore is a terrible critic. We're not talking about the good Roger Moore.
No, I hate have to always say that. I'm like, rest in peace, Roger. Screw you, Roger.
Yeah. Screw. Well,
I really owe you guys an apology.
Yeah, you do. So, but anyway, Jeff Snyder always pulls this. I'm not racist. I'm a Jew with a black girlfriend, so that means I'm not racist. I'm like, no, it might not, but it does make you still are an asshole. I mean,
I love the argument of I'm not racist because.
Well, and we're singing the same shit right now with Ghostbusters.
Oh, Jesus.
All over again. And I had to explain this to somebody I know earlier about how you're basically doing the work of the studio by sticking up for the old Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad enough that they blamed us for everything before. Now they're blaming us just because they're finally giving the people what they want.
This is the movie they should have made to begin with.
Yep.
And, and like I had to point out to her, it's like, first of all, I don't know what the hell they're griping about the franchise being handed over to a white male. Paul Feig was a white male, as we pointed out on earlier.
He barely counts, but he is.
Yeah, it's true. But
yes.
Paul Feig's in the house, apparently.
I won't do the sexy girlfriend thing, I promise. Anyway,
of course.
And then also, like I told her, it's like you should be, on the other side of it, because, people like Mecca who have pointed out, and we pointed out too, where, women are being discounted because all those women that were fans of these franchises before, their opinion doesn't count anymore. And she always gets upset when, they bring up people griping about this, that, or the other, and she's not brought into it. And we have to keep reminding her, well, yeah, it's because you don't fit their narrative. If you don't fit their narrative, they're not going to bring up the fact that there's a woman out there who doesn't like Ghostbusters or doesn't like Star Trek, who was always a fan of these things before, because it doesn't fit their narrative of there's nothing but a bunch of misogynistic man babies who want to kill this for women, when that's not even the case.
Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't here, on Saturday, but oh man, Leslie Jones's comment. What was up with that?
Well, she
Now you're
retracted.
talking.
Oh,
Yeah.
she retracted. Oh, good.
But then she went and backhanded it. It didn't matter. She
Mm.
shouldn't even. Might as well not even have retracted it.
Like-
We talked a little bit about it the other night.
Yeah, I know. It's like
I
but
don't-
I'll just say what I. Sorry.
I'm not. But I was about to say I don't mind. I don't mind Leslie Jones on SNL, but you know what? Just someone needs to tell her. Listen, stop.
I do. I don't think she's that funny. All she
I
is
don't
is
either.
obnoxious.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Like I said, I don't mind her. I didn't say I liked her. I said I don't mind her on Saturday Night Live.
I'm sure she's a sweet person. I've got nothing personal against her. I
No.
just don't think she's that funny or that
We
interesting.
say that, but we don't have any evidence of that.
What's sad is she was the best part of Ghostbusters 2016. That ain't saying shit.
I don't even think that.
Oh
The
Lord.
weirdest thing is she was
Okay.
criticizing was it Jason
She was just a
Reitman
little
of being.
bit better than Hemsworth. That's why. Because Hemsworth got stuck with some real shit jokes. And we know Hemsworth can be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reitman, like somehow she's saying he's Trump. I'm like, lady, look at his politics. Believe me, he
Well,
is
she
not
said,
even
to be
remotely
clear,
conservative.
Tyler, she said, this move is a dick move. This is like something Trump would do.
Well, we're saying that about Jason Reitman. Like, really?
Well, in a sense that discounting the girls and going back to the old, and not only that, they're all
Pardon me.
about Jason Reitman being the one to do it since he's Ivan Reitman's son.
Yeah, but his press reports now he said, "Oh, by the way, you women suck, so suck it." It's like, no, he said, "Oh, I loved your movie, but I'm just not going to do anything with that."
Well, not to pick on one of Rob's movie Rob likes anyway. I don't think it's one of his favorites necessarily, but it's not like the situation with Sahara, to where I believe that was Breck Eisner's first movie, wasn't it?
Mhm.
I think you're right. Yeah.
To where let's fucking face it, we know why he got that job,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what
and we know
Yeah.
where all the money went.
Hey, as much as I like that movie, and like I said, because I love Clive Cussler, I love the Clive Cussler novels. I know why he's directing that movie.
Exactly.
And I know, and actually I looked into it. I know where all the money went. It went to bribing all the
that's
local
part of
officials
it,
in Africa.
But not only that, it's fucking Michael Eisner's son. They're gonna let him do whatever the hell he wants with whatever he wants, of course.
Mhm.
Yeah.
With Reitman, he has talent, though. I have seen Up in the Air. I've seen Juno. Those are good movies.
And that's what we pointed out. It's not like, and he had the opportunities to do a Ghostbusters 3 before, I'm pretty sure. And he turned it down because he did not want to be known, or feel like he, got a leg up because of who his dad was. He wanted to prove himself in his own way, which he's done. I have full faith in both Ivan and his son to take this to where it needs to go.
Yeah.
I am
More faith than he do have in John Kasdan.
Oh fuck yes.
Mm.
That's another Breck Eisner situation. I'm sorry. I have unless somebody can tell me a situation where he worked his way up by writing some other stuff that's actually impressive, then yeah.
Has he even done anything else besides, everyone's favorite movie about a man loving his robot?
I don't know. Me am a writer. Well, anyway, I'm checking on my status of something. Hang on.
Jonathan Kasdan
anyway.
got Rowan, The Big Chill. Oh, what a classic!
I didn't mean to go
what?
off on this venture with Ghostbusters, but it rings true here too because Star Trek has used the same exact fucking playbook that Sony did. Oh, the fans don't like it. They must be misogynistic pigs. It couldn't be that we made a bad television show.
No, it's the fans that are wrong.
It's a Seymour Skinner.
This is the only business that I fucking know of where you can tell the fans that or the customers anyway in this instance, that they are wrong and it's okay.
When I was to do that at my job, I get my ass handed 7 ways till Sunday.
It's like they took over the cable company.
Yeah. We'll be there before 9, but between 9 and 7
in October.
As they rub their nipples, going, "Oh, how do you feel bad about that?"
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Well. Anyway.
So there's more to this Star Trek news. Variety did a story. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Rob, the link's right there. Talk of season 3 already. This is getting blown out of proportion. Actually, this is from the 18th. It was over the weekend. It looks like. Tell me when you got the story up there, so I don't have to keep.
Yeah,
talking.
I got the story up there. Oh, Christ Almighty!
Hey, man.
I hate taking the Lord's name in vain, but the Star Trek Discovery boss talks Tig Notaro, Picard limited series and season 3. Oh, it's by Cynthia Littleton. Look at that. I wonder how many times she's going to throw diversity in this. There are many mysteries in the Star Trek universe. One of them was explained on Thursday night at the season 2 premiere party for Star Trek Discovery. In New York, with showrunner Alex Kurtzman revealed the backstory of how Tig Notaro found her way onto a spaceship in the role of a brilliant engineer, Jet Reno. It's a good name for a band, actually, Jet Reno. Turns out Kurtzman and Notaro have worked together before, more than 20 years ago, when both were employed as assistants filmmakers for Sam Raimi and Rob Tapert, the duo's Renaissance Pictures banner in Los Angeles. You worked for Sam Raimi and you didn't learn a damn thing. Think about that. She answered phones, and I answered phones. Kurtzman told Variety during the party, the after party at the Conrad Hotel. The two stayed friends over the years, and he had her in mind when the Reno character was crafted for season 2. I thought it has to be Tig, he said. He's gratified to see her performance. The departure for the comedian generated such buzz in early reviews for Discovery's sophomore season. But it's not good buzz. It's not good buzz. Well, anyway, okay. Discovery went through a big behind-the-scenes transition between seasons 1 and 2. Kurtzman took on showrunning duties after Gretchen Berg and Aaron Harberts exited amid allegations of abusive behavior and other concerns. Kurtzman co-created Discovery and is charged with steering the entire Star Trek universe at a high level. But he hadn't planned to take the day-to-day reins until duty called. The intensity of the adjustment was mitigated by the love that was there for everybody on the show, Kurtzman said. I had tremendous responsibility to live up to that. Given the show's importance to CBS All Access, a third season renewal for Discovery is a fait accompli. Yet, I don't think so. But let me interject. I don't think so. Kurtzman said he intends to stick around as showrunner, but he will. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Kurtzman threatened he intends to stick around as showrunner, but he will also recruit a co-lead to help him manage the load as he also juggles other Star Trek projects. I feel such a debt to the cast and crew of the show. I don't feel like I can leave it, Kurtzman threatened. With post-production of season 2 of Discovery nearly complete, Kurtzman is turning his immediate focus to the limited series that will revisit the character of Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Hey!
Yes, you mentioned his name. The writer's room has spent a long time giving a really deep thought to how do we meet fans' expectations and how do we defy them entirely, Kurtzman said. That's a really tough thing to do. Discovery star Sonequa Martin. Oh, Christ, here we go. Discovery star Sonequa Martin Green echoed Kurtzman's sentiment about feeling the weight of Star Trek's long and proud legacy in her work, a show that presents a hopeful vision of a multicultural
hopeful with cannibals.
Hopeful, yes. Cannibals and homicidal maniacs just running loose. That's really hopeful. Oh, my God.
So it's Jeffrey Dahmer's hopeful future?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Where's the Hannibal Lecter sound when we need it? That's okay. And multicultural and important in any era. That's enervating. What the fuck does enervating mean? That's enervating to me. It makes me want to do better as a. Oh God, Harvey, where's Harvey? Harvey, your time's almost up, Harvey. Oh my God, this is difficult for me to read. It makes me want to do better as a human being, Martin Green told Variety. It causes me to want to rise. Oh, fuck you. I'm not. Shut up, you stupid, empty-headed bitch. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. I can't stand anymore. I can't take this thing. I really can't. These people are so full of shit. Oh my God. Oh dear Lord, this is unbelievable.
I guess I'll lighten the mood by saying, is that Lisa Left-Fly on the far left of the picture?
Oh, I closed it out. Let me see. Yeah, the redhead standing next to Tyler Vach over here.
Uh-huh. No telling Ascalon stole my name.
Oh my god. It's unbelievable. They just keep doubling down on the stupid. They really do. It's unreal. Just when you think they've hit as low as you can go, that they find an entire new bottom.
I was about to innervate is a word. Apparently, it's an anatomy part with the nerves.
They're getting on my nerves.
I have none left.
Your mama.
Oh, dear God. That's where we are with Star Trek Discovery.
Also, the comments are saying like Tilly's pregnant. I think they're right.
Tilly's pregnant. Where? Yeah, it does.
It looks like it. Unless if not, that was a bad choice of wardrobe.
Yep.
Well, here's the thing with this season 3 thing that people aren't really talking about, or they're overlooking or ignoring, is that when the statement was made, it was made that they were not going to be working on the Georgiou show until at least after season 3 of Discovery. Gee, I wonder why that could be. Maybe because, like we reported the other day, they're not getting any goddamn money for anything until the season 2 of Discovery came out so they could see how it went. Because we don't even know if we're going to get a season 3. And I'm sure if fucking season 2 falls flat on its face, which it appears to be at this point, we can't say for sure, but it's not looking good.
At least when that first season came out, everyone knew it came out. Is anybody actually paying attention to this season?
Not really. There's no way we're getting this Georgiou show. It's not happening.
Because that's what I want.
Good.
I'm putting money on that right now.
Hey, Mecca.
Good. We don't want it.
Because unless
Mecca.
the second season was some unmitigated success, which if it was, they'd be talking about it in the press. They're not. CBS is never going to release any of their numbers. We're never going to hear what the hell the truth is as far as who actually, how many or whatever watched the show. Hi, Mecca.
Yeah. Well, just in case, if anyone wonder, anybody out there in the chat's wondering, yes, I am the father of Mary Weissman's baby.
Giggity,
And you didn't-
giggity, giggity.
You had Mary Weissman and you didn't share her. You're supposed to share with the class.
Yeah, I don't think she swings that way.
It was. I'm sorry. It was when it was late. You know, we were. She had a few drinks. You know, that her phone died, and you know, it's just, you know, one thing led to another. And she said, "Hey, do you want to play some Battleship?" I'm like, "Yeah." Yeah. Before you know it, you know, the clothes were flying. And
She examined your starship.
yeah, she wanted to take a look at my Spore drive, and she said, "Oh, it
There's
does look
no
like a mushroom."
tardigrade in
Giggity,
there.
giggity, giggity, giggity.
I did the Naked Man with Mary Weissman. Yes, 2 out of 3 times.
It works.
So,
All right, enough of that.
I heard Star Trek Discovery. I had to pop in. Oh God.
Mecha sense.
Yeah, that's my trigger. That and Ghostbusters.
Do you know what we're talking about here, Mecca? You heard what we were talking about?
No, just the tail end, just like 5 minutes before I popped on.
well, I was listening to Gary over at Nerdrotic, and he was saying that Gary says he has a guy on the inside of CBS that he talks to on a regular basis. We're talking to. He means like on the phone, not just like trading IMs or whatever. He talks on the phone. This is what Gary was saying, and he said that the numbers for Discovery are not good. And he says Alex Kurtzman. He says it's not like the old, but he said it's not like the old days where Alex Kurtzman will be fired because they've got way too much money tied up in him, and a lot of that is in stock. He was saying. So this is coming from Gary, not from me. So this is not me saying. So just you can check out his live stream. But I can't see this going on another season. I really can't. It's just laughable how bad STD is. It really is. I don't see the audience growing, especially not after this.
Well, I just got into it with a Direckie earlier because, of course, somebody had to say the whole thing. If you don't pay for Star Trek Discovery, we won't get any more Star Trek. Well,
That argument clearly failed with Ghostbusters because we're getting it still anyway.
yeah, I brought that up too. And of course, like I said, I brought up my whole McLean Deluxe fucking analogy, and some idiot tried arguing with me, and it's like, dude, you're not getting what I'm saying, or you're just being an asshole on purpose. And then when he discovered that I didn't like Discovery, he got all belligerent and stupid. It was like, whatever. He literally he's like, you can stop commenting now. It's like, dude, this is my post or my comment. I can comment all I fucking want.
I know.
What an idiot. But anyway.
They get like so butthurt when you don't like Discovery, like you've insulted their pet or something, you know, or told them they had an ugly kid. It's like, well, you know, I'm sorry. If you're gonna dangle it in front of my face and call it beautiful and the bestest ever, then yeah, I'm gonna tell you no, it's an ugly baby. I'm sorry.
I don't think that kid's ready. Put him back in.
Yeah.
What are you turning into some kind of feminist?
But like I said, the whole thing, and Ghostbusters actually proves that. Listen, if you vote with your wallet, eventually they will give you something that you want. You know, that's the thing. You vote with your wallet, and it's not. Oh well, be open minded. You hear, be open minded, Go see it anyway. No, I vote with I speak with my dollars, and I withhold my dollars if something doesn't meet my standards. And you know,
I get a lot of like, oh we'll love it for what it is, just like it for what it is. Why do you have to care about canon so much? Why do you have to care that it's not like the old Star Trek?
Because as I always say, you can slap a bow on it, put Star Trek on it, all you want. It still doesn't change that underneath it all it's a piece of shit. You know, you can put fucking lipstick on a pig. It doesn't change that it's a pig. You know, you can try and tell me this is Star Trek all you fucking want. It's not.
So are you Chinese or Japanese?
Exactly, yeah. Okay, that one didn't fit. I didn't make that one.
It's pretty much like this is the corpse of Star Trek, and they're puppeting it around, saying, "No, it's still alive. It's still alive. You'll love them."
They weekend at Bernie's Star Trek. They really did.
Yes, that's it. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a weekend at Bernie's freaking Star Trek. The Picard's still here.
That's because Seth MacFarlane stole the body.
Yeah.
Let me see if this another Alex Kurtzman thing works. Okay, hopefully this will not crash the whole thing. Let me see. Okay, but anyway, like I said, let's
He's
just
so hard to listen to though, because he says "and" every other word.
let me just hold on.
Well, this is why I wanted to say.
I
this
want
Star Trek talk
I
with
want
you.
us all to elevate Trek to that place where when you go when you go to watch a show, the expectation is we're gonna have great storytelling. The kinds of stories are going to be different, and the way they're told are going to be different. But I really want people to. I want to build Trek to a place where people assume that about it.
What is there great about this crap?
I'm not even sure what he was trying to even articulate there.
What the fuck is he talking about? How
English
can anybody
motherfucker,
call
you
this
speak it?
great? Oh my god! Oh my god! This is unbelievable. Oh, Avenger Mark II. Thank you for the $2 super chat. STD is the F-35 of Star Trek. It's too big to fail. Yeah, it's the Goldman Sachs. It's the Lehman Brothers of Star Trek. Where's the cha-ching sound? We got. Damn it! Slow on the trigger. Cha-ching! There we go. Oh my god! What the fuck's he talking about?
Apparently, we're being accused of being pirates.
We are?
Yeah, Monday and Matt saying, "Don't you guys pirate the show?"
Well, hey. We get by on the largesse of those who are willing to invite us over to partake of this weekly torture. Isn't that right, Tom?
Oops,
We don't endorse
pretty much.
We don't endorse piracy here at Midnight's Edge.
I'm a girl. I don't have to pay for anything. I'm cute. People
We
give
just
me
go to the
things.
bar and keep asking guys, "Hey, do you got CBS All Access?" No? All right.
Exactly.
You got CBS All Access? Oh, you do? All right, let's go.
So does that mean you're going to the straight bar or the gay bar that's helping you out?
Doesn't matter, really. I suppose the gay bar is a lot less threatening.
But
most gay people,
like I said,
here's the thing, though. Most gay people have better taste. They would never watch Star Trek Discovery. Oh.
Hello?
Plus, I feel so bad for Anthony Rapp in there because he's like actually seems like he'd be pretty cool. You know, he's a good actor. he's got the musical theater background, and he's like seriously, I'm sorry you're on a shitty show, dude. I'm not like trying to say that you guys are stupid for reading your scripts, but man,
Yeah,
I've gotten into it
in a different direction.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, I've gotten into it a few times on Twitter with him, but man,
At least Jason Isaac's gone. And he is a dick.
Jason Isaacs is a dick.
Yeah, he is. We but like we said, we don't endorse piracy here.
No, we don't.
No.
Isn't that right?
Dream on, skin tube.
All
So
right.
anyway.
So yeah, we got in trouble there. Oh.
Why did we get in trouble? For what?
Whenever you hear that means somebody's in trouble.
The
Dream on
doorbell?
skin tube?
Huh?
With Dream on skin tube?
Oh, is my sounds not playing?
No.
I thought I heard a doorbell, but I might be. Let's just.
I heard
not paying
Taco
attention.
Bell.
That was from
Oh.
before.
Police siren. The fire engine should be by in a few minutes. So.
They're looking for those sodomites into quicksand porn.
Hey, like I always say, hey, one of Mecca's scream queens, Brinka Stevens, is and she does quicksand porn.
We need to get her on the show. And
does she?
Linnea
I'm not-
Quigley and all the good scream queens.
Well, I'm not. You would probably have to interview her because, like I said, I'm not. Other than like I said, the fetish videos, I don't know who she is.
You've probably seen her in those B movies with like she was in a lot with like Linnea Quigley and God, probably like Sorority House Massacre. I think she was in.
You know who Linnea Quigley is,
Oh, you
right?
might not have though because they're horror. You would know. Tom has probably seen them.
Oh, I know him, but
Hold on, don't dance around the issue. That's what I'm saying. You're completely ignoring your argument. You have a point. I'm really pushing back on that for better clarity. Don't dance around this issue.
On top of the relevant YouTubers.
Yeah. Like I said.
So, what's
I
this
do-
deal?
I do-
What's this deal with everybody trying to get me to subscribe to PewDiePie? All of a
I don't
sudden,
know.
like
I don't know.
so it's the PewDiePie versus T series thing.
I don't know.
Like
What-
I know people want to like say, oh yeah, we're standing up for like independent YouTubers by subscribing to PewDiePie and versus T series, but I don't know. What if you're somebody who would rather watch Bollywood musicals than
independent my ass.
Yeah, he's really. I don't think he's that independent anyway.
Well,
He's the richest bastard there is on YouTube.
Exactly, 80 million subscribers, right?
when I first learned PewDiePie was worth $7 million a year, Bronson, I'm like, how?
It's like saying I'm going to be independent by subscribing to Warren Buffett.
I know. It's like he's kind of. Isn't he a little bit on the rich side? I'm just saying, like to be like one of these. Oh, he's the little guy. No, he's really not. I don't know.
Well, let's move on to another story. So anyway, the time, like I said, we've gone on this here. So Deadpool 3 is in the works.
Well, according to a casting announcement, I think it was, and Ryan Reynolds, and who's in China right now, promoting Once Upon a Deadpool. He had mentioned. Go ahead.
So, of course, comicbook.com has a video on the site, embedded on the site. So, of course, they got to bugger everything up. Damn it.
It's probably gonna be a website, a video that talks about Deadpool before going off about, man, Spider-Verse is a good movie, don't you know?
Into the Spider-Verse features the first time Miles Morales on screen. The biracial Spider-Man. Oh, shut up, okay?
It's the first time that kids have ever had a Puerto Rican Spider-Man.
Finally, fans can see a Spider-Man that looks like them. I'm like, if I want to see a Spider-Man that looks like me, every movie would star Jack Black. Seriously.
I don't even want to see that.
What? You don't need representation on every goddamn thing ever. That's just bullshit. Nobody is ever going to be represented 100% at all.
Right,
You have your certain amount of like characters. There's only so many characters you can do in the day, or else you're going to have just this giant big diversity rainbow of people on screen that aren't going to get any sort of lines or dialogue. They're just going to be there for diversity's sake. It's going to be terrible.
All right. Well, let's ignore those people for a few minutes and get to this Deadpool story. This comes to me from comicbook.com, which is the propaganda arm of CBS. Comicbook.com was purchased by CBS Interactive, and they serve as the Star Trek Discovery propaganda arm. X-Men movie fans have been sitting at the edge of their collective seats. Proofread your shit, comicbook.com. They spent all that money to buy the website, but they didn't spend any money on spell checking, apparently. Wondering how the current iteration of the franchise that was started under 20th Century Fox will be affected by the Disney Fox deal. One of the biggest questions has been whether or not the popular Deadpool movie franchise would get a third chapter before the question of whether or not to recast the character from Marvel Cinematic Universe has been addressed. Ever since Deadpool 2 hit theaters last summer, which I actually quite enjoyed, there has been an on-again, off-again oscillation in the Deadpool 3 news. Well, thanks to a new interview with franchise star Ryan Reynolds, it seems as though Deadpool 3 may already be in the works. Now, okay, this is what comicbook.com says. His what? Variety reveal. I swear to God, it says his what? Proofread your fucking shit. Let me just go to write this to Variety. Okay, fuck you guys. Oh my God, these people.
They do know that there's programs for free that can do this job for them, right?
What in the hell?
Oh, for God's sake. Okay. So anyway, Ryan Reynolds canceled surgery on his arm to fly to China and charm Deadpool fans in Beijing on Sunday ahead of the franchise's unexpected China theatrical debut. Just last week, Fox suddenly announced that a recut PG-13 Deadpool will hit Chinese theaters starting this Friday, the first time the notoriously blood-splattered and foul-mouthed series has passed the country's strict censorship standards. So that's why, Tom, they did that too.
But where'd Tom
wanted
go?
to get into the Chinese.
Tom left us. He's probably resetting his soundboard thing.
Yeah. Well, we got 5 minutes though.
Yeah, we have about 5
Come
minutes for him to come back.
We got 5
Tommy,
minutes,
can
everybody.
you hear me?
Is anybody out there? Can anybody hear me? Well, anyway, the expurgated version, expurgated. That was a Benny Hill term, expurgated version was initially released in the U.S. in December as a Christmas-tinged, family-friendly offering called Once Upon a Deadpool, which earned about $6 million at home and a little less than $1 million abroad. The original rated R version debuted stateside nearly 8 months ago. The Beijing visit by Reynolds, who is Canadian, came at a time when the Sino-Canadian relations are at a historic low following December arrest of Huawei Technologies CFO Meng Wanzhou in Vancouver, with China detaining 2 Canadians in apparent retaliation. A third Canadian, okay. Tom back? Tom's back.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
there's something about Trudeau in here. Okay, okay, the thing about Canadians and being in jail, none of that related. None of that seemed to faze Reynolds. It's been a dream of mine to bring Deadpool to China and Chinese audiences. So for me, this is heaven on earth, he told his Beijing fans on a whirlwind one-day promotional visit. He went to China for 1 day, really? That's a long ass way to fly.
Would you get on the plane, then somebody just get off, kiss the ground, and get back on the plane?
Pretty much. My brother David said to me one time, he said about how, I wish you could take a boat to Europe. I want to go to London. Well, I wish you could take a boat. I'm like, it takes 8 days to cross the ocean. So where have you got to go?
Brilliant man.
I'm like, yeah, you're gonna there's the White Cliffs of Dover. All right, everybody turn the boat around. Time to go back. Idiot. Anyway. He had his left arm injured shooting the film and was scheduled to have surgery in New York on Sunday morning, but skipped the appointment. This was more important. I was not going to miss coming to China, he said. But conquering the Middle Kingdom may be an uphill battle, even for a revamped, censor-approved Deadpool. Most Chinese fans of the franchise will have already seen both the first film and its sequel by now through other means online. And much of the film's celebrated humor is so culturally specific to the U.S. that newcomers may find themselves easily finds those lost in translation. Okay, but here's the thing, okay? That's why they are going to see a Deadpool movie. They want to see something American. They want to see a big Hollywood movie. You know, if they want to see, there's plenty of Chinese films on them. They release themselves. If they want to see one of those, they'll go see that. And like they said about The Last Jedi, we want to see films with beautiful people.
Yeah, you know what the biggest film released last year in China was? It wasn't an American film. It was a Chinese-made film called Wolf Warrior 2.
Yeah. I remember a lot of people lamenting, whoa, why are more Americans going to see this? Because it's not released in America. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Did the first movie get released over there?
I don't think so.
Deadpool?
Yeah.
Well, they're watching it even without it being released officially. People are bringing back copies. They're getting pirated copies from Hong Kong. Hong Kong is like the bed of bootleg DVDs.
It's like how the Soviet Union used to bootleg versions of back in the USSR.
The Russians Soviets used to record Beatles songs off of Radio Belgium, and they used to press them onto X-rays so that they could be rolled up into the sleeves and carried around. Come that I have album, Beatle album, good album. You buy 10 ruble for you. All right, for you 8 ruble. You know, they used to call them bibs.
Things I shouldn't do.
Superfan Alex Zhang, 17, had already seen the R-rated version of Deadpool 2 months ago online, but planned to buy tickets to the new film out of devotion to tall, handsome, and strong Reynolds, she told Variety, giggling behind her smog mask. Of course I'll go see it in theaters anyway. We have to see it. We can't let the box office figures look too shabby. Samantha Hu, a 21-year-old college student at the Communication University of China who'd seen all the Deadpool films, admitted that most Chinese viewers probably just won't get it. There's parts of the everyday banter. Yeah, there's parts of the everyday banter that I don't even really get. And often the translation isn't really spot on, making it even harder to understand. But I always feel really happy when I'm able to grasp one of the jokes. The film will be released in China. Film will be released in China with a Chinese name that translates to Deadpool 2, I Love My Family.
I'm sure you do.
Oh, you know what's really weird about Deadpool 2 is that they're actually aware of the fact of how they affect the box office perception. Did you catch that?
Oh yeah.
I'm just talking about that. Wasn't there a TV show called Samantha Who?
Yes.
Now,
hold on. Okay, being shown movie, but actually, yeah. Title harks back to the classic Chinese TV show of the same name from the 90s that follows the story of a family in Beijing. Being shown a movie in a sanitized form intended for American children rankles who? Children rankles what? Being shown a movie in a sanitized form intended for American children rankles who's what does that even fucking mean? Proofread your shit.
Well, from China. You really want to get into that one?
Well, anyways, it's kind of a letdown. It's frustrating that in China, the things grown-ups actually want to see don't get imported. Though I'm still glad the films are here at all. Deadpool's Chinese fans have dubbed the character Little Zhan, which Fox has loosely translated to Little Bitchy Bitch. Though perhaps Despicable Little Guy would also be appropriate, given the hard-to-define, negative yet endearing sense of Zhan, a trendy word at the moment. Boy.
Little bitchy bitch. That's my new rapper name.
John Tennant, thank you for the $100 Hong Kong super chat. Hong Kong no longer king of pirate DVDs. Also, way to go interviewing some kid with trash English fluency, just like asking Chinese that didn't see The Last Jedi why Star Wars sucks. ROFL, rolling on the floor laughing. Thank you for that little thing. So John Tennant, where is the hotbed of
right?
Was that?
Just in case you didn't know what ROFL meant out there. You know, Rob.
Yeah. Well, I'm old. Okay, everybody.
He's hip.
Yeah, I'm like Paul Schaefer. Like, remember in the early days, Paul Schaefer on Letterman.
Just kick me in the ass. Kick me right in the ass. No.
I was swinging on the coast, Dave. I was with a guy named Tyler Bioshock, and he's hip. He's 80s. So so anyway.
Sorry. Every time
okay.
Marty Puff.
I'm back. The cat got off for a moment. What I missed?
Yeah.
He did actually talk to you for once, and you were here. That was your.
Well,
anyway, Ryan Reynolds was saying that Deadpool 3 should be called Deadpool Little Bitchy Bitch. Anyways, his team is okay. Skipping ahead, his team was already working on Deadpool 3. He added, but didn't directly address whether it would be made with the same Chinese censors in mind. He did say, however, that the third installment they were looking to go in a completely different direction, saying that often they reboot or change a character, maybe like 3 or 4 movies too late. Okay, so that's that.
Yeah. They can't use Little Bitchy Bitch though, because that's already somebody else's name over there.
Yes.
Donald Trump?
No, Ryan Johnson.
Son of a bitch, who did that?
They can't call him Winnie the Pooh either, because that's the name of their president.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Anyway,
They can't be whiny bitch because that's their neighbor.
I didn't actually say that. I stole that from Eric Kelly in the chat, so I can't take credit for that one. Yeah, as far as Deadpool 3 and the whole PG-13 thing goes, because the people brought up in the chat, I don't think that Once Upon a Deadpool did well enough in the U.S. to constitute Disney saying, yeah, we got to make the next Deadpool PG-13.
No.
That being said, that does not mean we won't get a PG-13 cut. Or they might release it in PG-13 and release an unrated version on video. Those are all possibilities. What I'm pretty sure of is we're going to get this movie one way or the other. We're going to get X-Force. And they might get away with making it PG-13 by saying that it's X-Force. And that's what I think Ryan Reynolds thinks about the whole. So he's saying about the whole, it's going to be different way that we've seen Deadpool before and all that kind of crap. Mm-hmm. And I think they're going to try to get this movie done before the cutoff date, because basically there's this imaginary cutoff date that if a movie's not in production by Disney won't guarantee its release or completion. If you know what I'm talking about, Rob, if you remember from
it's like 7 years, Well,
no, like this summer, if they don't have it in production
this
summer, it's not going to happen. This isn't going to lead into our next story as well, actually. But the only thing that I'm scared of at this point, but I'm not that scared because I don't think Disney would just shit can this. I'm sure they're going to go forward with another Deadpool movie with Ryan Reynolds no matter what. He postponed his shoulder or arm surgery to do this press junket in China. Mm-hmm. So I hope that doesn't push back any production of X-Force, aka Deadpool 3. What do you guys?
I'm still wondering why they put so much focus on China. I know that it's a big box office market, but you only get like 25% of your money back.
I think
because
it's all because go ahead, Rob.
Because there's 1 billion Chinese people. That's why.
And also they have a very hot home video market as well. Like I think Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff are all still pretty big there. 3D Blu-ray. I had to import Venom over there in 3D because that's the only place I could get it.
They also like Friends over there a lot still.
Well, no accounting for taste.
Yeah, maybe that's why Netflix is fighting so hard. They wanted that Chinese market to still have their Friends.
Maybe. That's very plausible. I didn't even think of that aspect. I don't know if that has to do with global rights or not, but this is also kind of, like I said, that's why part of the reason I asked if Deadpool had been released before in China is I wanted to know how popular he was over there.
Let me check.
Because I know Deadpool 2 didn't get released over there until now. That's kind of what this whole big thing is.
Yeah, they actually have a friend. They actually have a Friends clone that they made in China called iApartment.
But Rob, so what's your feeling on the whole? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was going to say it was pretty funny just seeing like all you can pick out everybody.
Is it funnier than the actual Friends?
I don't know. I've just seen still photos. I've seen actually, and I've seen the Romanian Big Bang Theory. Actually, a few clips. The theorist.
Romanian.
theorists.
Thank you.
What? Like, do they do
I
the
swear to God.
show over? Or
Yeah,
is it
they
just
completely remade the show.
okay? Because sometimes you get like the dubs.
This is not actually uncommon.
Oh,
I
I
mean,
heard about it. There's like a Chilean version of Breaking Bad. I think I read once.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, it's of course you'll get the dubs once in a while, like Mecca just said. But a lot of times there's a lot of these countries where, depending on the copyright laws and shit too, you'll get, like we've talked about the Bollywood movies and the Indian versions of movies and stuff like that. It's just, yeah, sometimes you can see some really goofy shit.
I don't think
There's-
Deadpool 1 was actually released in China until about now.
So that's strange. They didn't
Yeah.
do the first.
It was banned.
Yeah, oh yeah. Daredevil, the 2003 Daredevil was actually banned in China too over
That's what I thought.
over violence.
Hmm.
Because they didn't like that scene where the side goes through his arm.
Well,
Really?
and this is why I'm here. Maybe we're looking at this from the wrong angle. Maybe this PG-13 had nothing to do with PG-13. It had more to do with China.
Mhm.
This whole fucking time, it could very well be
China matters a lot. Remember, they had to do a lot of edits to Doctor Strange to get it in China.
true.
China is still, the movie audience in China and in Russia is still growing. That's the thing. The movie audience in the United States has been flat for the last decade.
They're also pretty damn judgmental too.
John T. Nat, what's your take on Deadpool over there? Since you're over there,
Yeah, Johnson, chime in. Grace Randolph wanted Fox to make Deadpool 13, so the first movie would go to China. Grace Randolph's an idiot.
You gotta talk about that woman.
I can't stand.
No,
Grace
she's
Randolph.
Why is she still talking?
she
Not
has
you,
the
Mike.
broadcaster voice. That's my problem with her. She kind of reminds me of the annoying newscaster that I just don't want to listen to. So I don't ever watch her.
She lost me when she started saying that the original 50 Shades of Grey is actually an empowering feminist tale.
I don't know. I'm waiting for Frank Oz to pop up from underneath her and go, "Shit, I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry."
He's challenging himself.
But the Grace, Andre said about Grace Randolph, I said Grace Randolph is like that girl who's who's kind of attractive enough to be accessible. So you just let her say get away with saying stupid shit
I don't know
all
if
the
you're
time.
supposed to say that in public, but yeah.
Now
don't
you're
know.
going to get it.
I can't remember.
I don't know.
Oh no.
John Tennant says that the U.S. humor does not really work here, similar to how Stephen Chow movies don't really make it in the West. Huh.
See, that really makes sense to me then, I
Yeah.
think. Because I
All
loved every Stephen Chow movie I've ever seen, and I could not stand Deadpool 1 or 2. And I know I'm gonna get like all the hate for give me all the hate for not liking him. I don't know. I just don't like that R-rated humor stuff.
Are you
I
a
don't know.
Chinese bot?
I might be. I might have parts made in China.
Remember that scene in
That is
Armageddon?
not included.
Remember that scene in Armageddon? Was it Armageddon? Yeah. American computer, Russian computer, all made in China.
Yeah.
One of the few things that they figured out back in the 90s. Thanks, Michael Bay.
Between that and Back to the Future 3. Oh, I figured out what's wrong with all these parts. They're made in China. What are you talking about, Doc? All the best stuff's made in China.
Oh man, Doc, what are you talking about? All the best stuff's made in China. Doc, all the best stuff, it's Chinese. My amplifier, it's made in China.
Sorry, no wonder the future's fucked.
Doc,
I think my amp's made in Britain. I've got a Vox though with the Union Jack. I have no idea where it was made. One of my amps.
Volkeeper's right. Jackie Chan seems to have no problem jumping from country to country.
What do we think
Mallory.
about humor, like in Million Ways to Die in the West? I like them kind of movies, but that movie just didn't click as well.
No.
They showed all the good parts in the trailer.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what was our next story? We had
Our
another
next story kind of leads into this and that whole thing with whether or not the movie started on time. Boy, Channing Tatum is desperate. He really wants to make Gambit. Really, really wants to make Gambit.
It's probably gonna be the last job he gets for a while.
To the point where he's actually offering to direct it himself. Let's go with the slash film one. How's that sound?
Don't care. We need the Wheel of News sound effect.
Right.
It's
like I
time for.
Well, I've been thinking
Wheel
about bringing back
News.
the roundup. Yeah. But
It's like if that Jump Street money ran out. He's gonna have to turn to stripping again.
well,
Hello?
this tells me he's got to be some kind of executive or producer or something. He's got something that's riding on this movie that he's that desperate to get it made. Because otherwise, I'm sure Disney by now has broke the bad news to him. There is no fucking way Feige's going forward without Gambit in his universe, I bet.
No.
Is okay, listen, I haven't read X-Men since maybe the early 90s. Is Gambit really that popular a character?
He was back in the day. I'd say he was good top 5. Unless anybody wants to argue with me in the chat. As far as I know, he was always one of the more popular X-Men.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue that. That's what they wanted to make. Why I've been trying to make this since like X-Men Origins.
Well, they were just throwing anything at the screen, see what sticks.
And they set him up in that movie. It's like, yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do a Gambit movie. It's never happened.
I did kind of like Taylor Kitsch's Gambit. That was
I did too. I kind of wish he came back, frankly.
It's kind of a weird kind of thing, yeah. But anyway, okay. Slash film. If Channing Tatum plays his cards right, he could add director to his long and colorful resume. But that's if luck is a lady to Gambit. Well, I see what they did there. The long gestating 20th Century Fox superhero movie that has seen a revolving door of directors while Tatum grew out his hair to no avail. With Disney's acquisition of 20th Century Fox ongoing, it seemed like Gambit was out for the count. Down for the count. Out for the count. Whatever. It's Slash Film. Bunch of amateurs. But a new report about Tatum's departure from his longtime talent agency suggests that Gambit may see action after all. Keep dreaming. Channing Tatum has been attached to star in Gambit since the film was first announced in 2015, but he's remained the only constant in the film's long, tortured production history. Rupert Wyatt, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, was the first director hired, but exited because of behind-the-scenes conflicts. Doug Liman, The Bourne Identity, Edge of Tomorrow, was the next in the lineup, but soon left because he couldn't connect with the story. Gore Verbinski, Pirates of the Caribbean, came and went due to scheduling conflicts. Oh boy. Kong Skull Island director Jordan Voight Roberts was even rumored to be among those contending for the job. I haven't seen a lot. I saw The Bourne Identity. It was I'm one of those. I'm gonna be that guy who's gonna say the book was better. I'm sorry.
Wasn't the book written in the 60s?
Book was written actually in 1980.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, it's older than the movie. Obviously, depicts it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of references to Vietnam, which obviously, The Bourne Identity.
Oh, The Bourne Identity.
First one.
You probably have to update that to like Afghanistan or Iraq, but it could be done. And the bad guy is a real bad guy, Carlos the Jackal.
Oh, I know him. Yeah. One of the James Bond games made a female version of him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I think it was Age Under Fire. You fight Carla the Jackal.
Mm.
They did that fight to give her breasts. That's about it.
So anyway, now it seems that Tatum could be taking matters into his own hands. Per a Deadline report about the actor parting ways with his longtime reps at UTA and Management 360, he's been trying to get going on the X-Men spinoff Gambit. He has long been slotted to play the charming card-throwing mutant, and buzz has been that he might direct the film after several other filmmakers have been in and out. But there is no start date at this point, and it's still being worked on. This would mark Tatum's directorial debut, though the actor has proven himself to be a talented character, actor, and producer a long way off from his beginnings as an exotic dancer. I'm convinced that Tatum can do yada. Nobody cares.
What I wonder is if this actually got made, will people be offended that they have a guy who's not Cajun playing a Cajun character?
I'm disappointed it's not Peter Dinklage in black and white. Tom, that's a little much. Just there's just no laughing. You couldn't find a laughter.
That was an accident.
Okay. Oopsie. Sure it was. That was Tom, not me, everybody, if you're going to get pissed.
I mean, at least he has good taste. His Beavis and Butthead, at least.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but that's the other thing. Like you said, I mean, we are at the point where people are going to get pissed if they want, they're going to want somebody who's Cajun or
What Cajun actors do you know though?
Zero. That's it. Zero. I know
the guy down the street that gives me some voodoo chicken every so often.
Yeah, but we're really going overboard with the whole. Well, you know what the problem is? I've been saying recently. There's a lot of people out there who can't differentiate between the character on screen and the actor now. Part of that I think is Marvel's fault because Tony Stark is Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark. Chris Evans is Captain America. I'm like, no. They're actors. You don't understand. Robert Downey Jr. plays Tony Stark, but he is an actor. He is not actually a billionaire industrialist. Chris Evans is not actually a super soldier. He plays a super soldier. Remember The Simpsons that time where Aunt Patty got married to Sideshow Bob? And they were watching MacGyver.
Selma. It was Selma, I think.
They were watching MacGyver. First of all, that man is an actor, and not a very good one.
And she gets really angry about that because how dare you disrespect Richard Dean Anderson?
Confound it! I can't. Even the car chase seemed tacked on at the end.
Well, we are kind of getting to the point where people are basically wanting only gay people to play gay characters and only disabled people to play disabled characters and so on and so on and so on. And
that did make me laugh at the Golden Globes when the guy who was in the Gianni Versace miniseries that played the guy who killed him, he's not gay, and he said, "I'm never gonna play another gay character again." He got all the awards that night, so yeah, you can quit it with your head.
Hello.
Tom. That was Tom. Don't blame me.
It was Doug Kershaw.
Doug Kershaw.
The stupid thing is a pain in the ass. Anyway, I'm done with that one.
Apparently he's Cajun. I don't know who that is. Oh, he's a musician. Of course, his brother's name is Rusty.
Rusty Kershaw.
I'm a Louisiana boy.
I
had to sneeze. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it just no.
What
is his middle name? Trombone? Really? I don't know.
Okay, anyone from the deep south? I'm sorry. I make fun of you people all the time. I'm from the north, so whatever.
From the north.
He's not from West Virginia.
But yeah, so oh boy, yeah, like I said, I don't get the whole Channing Tatum thing. I didn't see Jump Street.
He's all right.
He's a good comedic actor. Serious actor? I don't know. I don't think so.
Obviously, Magic
part for him. Yeah, I like him, but
obviously, Magic Mike is not. I'm not the right audience for that. So.
No, that's not your demographic.
No.
Like frustrated moms, maybe
40-year-old housewives who.
Yeah, I think he's really popular with the Twi moms and the women who like looking at the male strippers, I guess.
He's the younger guy that the MILFs can probably get easy.
Yeah.
Like the boy toy.
If you want an older Chippendale dancer.
Mm-hmm.
Or like the demographic of the 45-year-old moms that go out drinking all night. Mm-hmm. Those type of women.
That guy was an annoying, greasy-headed loser.
Yeah, that was me now. Film fantastic. Yeah. OG Spock girl, yeah. Vixen va 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 boom. I said about the Twilight moms one time, and actually it's a recurring meme. It said, you know what? If that was it was a bunch of 40-year-old men screaming over some teenage girl, you'd call the cops. Really.
Good thing. It's a good thing the Beatles girls aren't really around anymore.
3,000 teenage girls at Kennedy Airport. Actually, Capitol Records did admit to hiring a few of those, but a lot of them just showed up on their own.
Man, can you imagine when the headlines be like that nowadays? Like, oh yeah, pubescent girls throw themselves at other older British men.
I think that was the headline back then.
Yeah.
How many hipsters would hate the Beatles now, though?
Probably a few, quite a few. They're like, oh, they're just selling out now. They don't know what they're doing anymore. They're just arguing.
They're like popular. You know that anything that's popular can't be good.
Diabetes.
No, there'd be protests because they're saying we don't support John Lennon for what he did to his wife.
Yeah, that'd be the thing. They would be against them because they're white males.
They're like white people, but they influenced by black musicians. I feel they're co-opting.
They culturally appropriated all of that blues music.
And then they culturally appropriated Japan's worst daughter.
I had no idea who John Lennon was. No idea.
That's how you get back at those. No, that's how you get back at them. Though you tell them, you know, oh, what's your favorite band? And no matter what they say, oh, they're just culturally appropriated from stealing music from the rhythm and blues artists.
They stole from Chuck Berry.
Yeah, they all did. Everything kind of came out of all rock and roll came out of the blues.
Yeah, they appropriated from a rapist.
Yeah, so if they like any rock and roll at all, tell them.
Eric Kelly hipsters would be too busy sipping kale smoothies to listen to the Beatles. How many hipsters do you see say, "Oh, they're like totally overrated"? I'm like, you mean that just means too popular? I had some hipsters like, I don't understand why everyone thinks I should like the Beatles. I'm like, nobody's saying you should like them. It's just that so many people do that it's unusual when you encounter it that someone says they don't. That's the thing.
Kind of like Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. At least Empire.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So it's a good thing that what's his name again? Oh God, what's his name? Vincent Canby. Good thing he's not around because he'd be saying stuff like that too now.
Well, that's the other thing. Like Star Wars hipsters. That's another thing hipsters hate because again, it's too popular. But then they got the least Jedi.
If you want a stroke, just read Vincent Canby's review about The Empire Strikes Back, where he says it's a mediocre sequel that's too dark for its own good.
What the hell?
He was paid to say that.
Rob and Tom, are you Elvis fans? I like Elvis. He's
in the ghetto.
In the ghetto. Elvis. He's singing about the struggles of black people. He's a white.
He
male.
Understands. He's a rich white man. How can
he's
he know
rich?
The ghetto?
He's a rich white male. He's not should be singing about the struggles of African Americans in Chicago, who on a cold and gray Chicago morning, that poor little baby child was born in the ghetto. I feel like I'm so in touch because I gentrified a minority neighborhood in Chicago. I forced all the minorities out when I went in and moved in and opened up an artisan mayonnaise stand. Okay. So don't tell me I don't know anything about the struggles of minorities. Okay. I took over their neighborhood.
I've lived a life that's full.
John Q. Public.
And every highway.
John Q. Public. I have to admit, I'm not a fan of the Beatles. Don't hate them or anything. Okay, that's fine. That's fair.
I mean, there's more there's other bands from the 60s I like more for sure, but I can definitely appreciate what they did for music for sure. And then they have songs I really like, but they're definitely not my favorite.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Elvis, Jesus.
The only way I can respond to that is I wonder if music will still be shit when I'm 64.
The way things are going, yes.
No, it's only getting worse. I don't know. Every now and then we get something really interesting like Diane Ward or even some dubstep is kind of fun here and there. So
and I'm going to agree with that.
Stuff.
who are the guys that are on SNL? I'm not snowed.
Oh,
the guys that are on this.
Last night.
This
Lonely
weekend,
Island.
Retta Fleetwood, I think her name was.
Yeah, something. Yeah, Yeah, they were
She
okay.
said don't compare her to Led Zeppelin was her big thing.
Oh, please. But they were okay. They weren't great. I was like, this. I picture myself listening to this.
Yes, because your drummer is totally John Bonham.
A friend of mine loves a band called the Struts. I'm like, I never heard of them.
Don't know him.
Don't know them. First time I've ever heard of them.
They sound familiar.
I gotta admit, she goes to far many more concerts now than I'm like. It was like she flew down to New Orleans to go see these guys. I'm like, really? My God. And it's just a matter of now. I was like, that's dedication. I'm like, how do you do it? You fly down to New Orleans Friday. You work Friday. You get on a plane Friday night. You go to New Orleans, go to a concert Saturday, and you're back up here Monday morning to go to work at 8 o'clock. I mean, how?
Christine Garcia just said apparently Paul Feig's now defending Leslie Jones.
Oh, fuck me. Well, there's my next video.
Yep.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
I'm going to use the story I sent you about the crazy motherfucker in Wisconsin.
What about
I haven't had a chance. I just got my furniture. Like, dude, okay, does my camera work? I just got my stuff. I have stuff.
There she is.
Yeah. I just got I don't have makeup on. I think I might have a little. I look like crap, but yeah, I have stuff. So yeah. I didn't have time to make any videos today except like early.
I don't think you look like crap. You look nice.
And I don't want to know what I look like.
So you got Home Depot boxes.
Yeah, that's all my DVDs are over there. You can't see them yet. They're gonna be behind me.
Home Depot.
Yeah. Oh, I got it's legal here. Screw you guys, it's legal here. You're jealous.
So Paul Feig is defending. What did Paul Feig have to say about Leslie Jones?
I really owe you guys an apology.
I'm checking.
Do I have the finger?
I see Paul Feig giving somebody the finger. Okay, in news. Ghostbusters reboot. Paul Feig defends Leslie Jones. Comments on new film. Here we go. I can link it.
It's a comicbook.com article.
Of course it is.
The propaganda arm of CBS.
Of course it is.
Ta-da!
Oh my god. Okay, so his tweet says, I can share screen here, right? Yeah, I can. Okay, here's his tweet. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
And he's saying an absolute honest to God, never-ending supply of bullshit and hate from these trolls. Leslie spoke her truth and I support her. I am very open to Jason's new version of Ghostbusters, but I am also sad that our 2016 team may not get to bust again. We all are. We're forever proud of our movie. Well, it's fine to be proud of it. I mean, there's that whole episode of South Park where Randy's proud of his church. No problem with that whatsoever. The problem is you guys can't go around attacking the fans. Like, seriously.
What the fuck was that?
But you're poisoning the well, really. You're just poisoning the well for yourself. And it's unbelievable. I mean, they really don't learn. They really, honestly, they don't learn. Oh, good. You guys don't want. Killer B says, "Oh, good. You guys don't want to look at the comments on that Paul Feig twit."
Oh no, I don't. It's a comicbook.com article. They're all going to be agreeing with him, going, "Man, that movie was a masterpiece. Why did people not see this?"
But it's unreal, really. Captain April, does it matter that her truth is complete and utter bullshit? To them, it doesn't. Remember George Costanza? Jerry, it's not a lie if you believe it.
Boy, that's a motto to live by nowadays.
Mm-hmm. It applies to so much. I mean, it really does.
Paul Feig, you just don't understand.
You're fired.
Speaking of, I can't wait for all the think pieces about how this movie should not be made because the straight white male fans don't deserve a Ghostbusters movie after how they acted with the remake.
Mm-hmm.
My God, are you still talking?
That's what I'm still wondering about Paul Feig. He still complains to this day. He doesn't realize that's like almost 3 years ago, right?
He doesn't care. He's still mining it. Does he have any other? Does he have a movie coming out in the near future?
No, not that I know of. funny thing is, he had a movie come out a couple months back involved. I think it was based on a novel by Gillian Anderson or Gillian Flynn, excuse me.
I don't know what he's done. He's been pretty quiet since Ghostbusters.
He made a movie about a Gillian Flynn novel, and it did well critically. People liked it. No one complained. He didn't do anything weird or crazy. He won't move on. No. He has a movie coming out next year or this year. It's called The Last Christmas with Emma Thompson.
Could you lick my balls?
He has no balls.
Yes, it's true. This man has no balls.
Girls Code, a TV movie he's making.
Oh, hey, Michelle Yeoh's in his movie. We can get some STD crossovers.
Ew.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Who Gives a Fuck. To quote our friend Doomcock.
I liked her as an actress in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I just...
All right. Is there anything left to cover here? Because we have any other stories? Any other interesting tweets?
Well, in the last couple, I guess that Disney announced another remake.
Of what?
They're remaking The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, for God's sake. Oh, for God's sake.
This is right after they said that was probably canceled.
Well, the thing is, they got rid of the director on that, but they're not saying the project's canceled. They're just saying it's up in the air.
Captain Hare, let's break new ground in the stream. Rant about sports ball. No, you don't want to. You don't want to hear me rant about that.
Did Paul Feig produce the Peanuts movie? I don't think he did.
I don't think so either.
That doesn't sound right.
I don't think he did.
We want our money back, asswipe.
We certainly do.
Oh my God, he actually did. He actually produced the movie.
Really? Well, a lot of times you're a producer on that. The Peanuts
I
movie?
didn't like it. I did not like it.
I liked it for what it was.
I didn't see it. It was like a greatest hits album with no fucking payoff at all.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's all shit you've seen before. Every damn thing in the fucking movie. Yes.
This is true.
It's all the same kind of shit you've seen and all the other old specials just crammed into one movie. It's the only funny part I remember laughing at was a little bit of the Snoopy Red Baron part. That was it.
Yeah, like the fact they snuck in Kristen Chenoweth in there and gave her no lines.
I read somewhere actually all Snoopy's sounds are from the original animated specials. Yeah.
And they brought back the original voice actors through voice clips.
I will give it this. They put more love into that than they did Ghostbusters, I guess, but to me it was still pointless.
Yeah, because it was produced by freaking Charles Schultz's kids.
Just like making it half CG, half 2D just looked dumb. It was like when they did the Scooby-Doo movie and they made Scooby-Doo look like half real and half cartoon. It's like do one or the other. It looks too creepy that way. It's just weird.
Yeah. Oh boy. So anyway, we got any other ground to cover here, or
not that I know of? I don't think. I'm sure there's
anything break within the last few minutes.
Yeah, I'll check.
Well,
my tummy hurts.
I talk about the guy who destroyed his house and car with an axe because he thought his girlfriend just broke one of his toys or something like that. I don't remember. That was the story I sent to my
friend. You should do that. You should read that. That was funny.
It wasn't very long, so I don't know if there's been an update or not, but I'd have to look.
Where was it?
Yeah, I guess our president's got a Razzie nomination somehow.
Oh yeah, that's right. There was the Razzie nominations. Why don't we run down those real quick?
Yeah, I forgot about those entirely.
Okay, let me make a note here. Okay. Before we go, 123.10. All right, Razzies. Let's run those down. Okay. Running down the Razzies. Okay, where's that story? Razzies. This is live, people. This is live, people. We'll do it live.
Well, there's that axe story. It's in chat if you want to read that real quick while you find the Razzies.
Okay. Well, let's. Why
Here
the
we
hell
go.
not? Man 46 Man 46 wrecks home with axe after he thought wife damaged his action figures. Oh no. Madison, Wisconsin, a man was taken into custody in the Dane County jail after accusing his wife of damaging his action figures. Tom, what did you do? They took an axe to damage. They took an axe to damage the house, according to the Madison Police Chief Mike Koval's blog. The call came in at 10:03 p.m. to the west side of Madison for a domestic disturbance between a 46-year-old man and between a 46-year-old woman and her 34-year-old husband. The husband called 911 on himself after using a log-splitting axe to destroy a TV stand, laptop computer, and several items in the house. The man then went outside and smashed the family car, chopped off both side mirrors, and struck the windshield so hard the axe got stuck. Pardon me. He said he drank too much, overreacted, and after he thought his wife had damaged some of his prized property, which were action figures. When officers arrived, they found the axe in the windshield of the car. Damages were estimated to be about $5,000. Officers took the suspect into custody, arrested him for domestic-related charges of disorderly conduct and felony damage to property, and was taken into jail.
And you know what it doesn't even tell us in that story?
What was the
Whether
items?
they actually did.
Or what the figures were? Were they like limited edition Ghostbusters figures? Because I
Yeah,
understand.
that's what matters, man.
Also, they swapped the ages a couple of times.
You broke my Slimer.
Yeah.
How could you?
They fucked something up there. I noticed too when I sent you that. I pointed that out. Sounds like fake news. I would say it would be Arcane Flash, but it legitimately came from an actual news organization. I know. So yeah.
Also, how do you know? You said it was Tom. What if it was your neighbor, Richard Evans?
Fucking, you're not supposed to say it's me, asshole.
Oops, sorry.
That's
They
Tom.
didn't even say who it is in the article. That's what's funny.
Well, yeah, and they
Well,
said
they-
like the man's 46, and then they said he's 30, 36, and
He's
then
26. He's
No, his
16.
wife is 46. Wife is 46. He was 34.
yeah, but in the headline it says he's 46.
Oh, okay. Man 46. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they have all the actual facts yet. It was just a funny story.
It is a funny
Nobody
story.
got
It is.
hurt. Nobody got hurt. You know, I mean, yeah, the dude went really fucking psychotic. If he rents, he's gonna have to pay for whatever damage he did to the house. If his wife, wants to press some kind of charges, I don't know how that works in this instance. There may be certain charges pressed just because it's a domestic situation.
The thing is,
Probably gonna get disturbing the peace, I'm sure, or something like that, or domestic disturbance or something.
still more amusing they would have been in Ohio because that story would have been man breaks chair and breaks back while making meth.
All right. Let's get down to these Razzies here.
Yeah, the story here would have been people sat on the couch and ate Funyuns.
I bet the cop asked him a lot of questions.
Oh, you.
All right, I'm done.
No, that sound really didn't
Old
work, but
chop
that's
off the
fine.
old block.
Okay. That was Tom. Can't blame me. All right, the Razzie nominations came out this week. Okay. For worst picture, Gotti. That starred John Travolta. Tom, one of your movies from this past year, The Happy Time Murders, which I still didn't see.
Oh my god,
Holmes and Watson.
Oh, that movie.
that was fucking gold. How did nobody get that? Oh,
I got it. I got
I
it.
got
I
it.
got it.
Yeah,
I was
no.
muted.
Oh my
I
god,
got it.
I'm thinking that's probably why it was casted. It's like, hey, dude, you can do a pretty good John Gotti impersonation. You should totally play him.
Anyway, okay. Again, worst picture, Robin Hood. And something called Winchester, which I've never.
No, that was back in February. It had Helen Mirren.
I was gonna say that's about the lady who is the
Mystery House.
Yeah, but she's the heir to the Winchester fortune.
It was the lady who built it, Sarah Winchester. She was supposedly like
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Winchesters and Winchester rifles.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Same family.
she was having like all these seances, and people were saying that, oh yeah, the psychics were saying, oh yeah, you're haunted by all the people who were killed by these Winchester rifles.
Your whole family's being picked off by him. You got to go build a super house that does all these weird mysteries. It's kind
to
of a legend.
confuse the ghosts.
It
Yeah.
might be
wait a
real or
minute.
might not be real.
Is she the lady that just kept building onto the house
Yes,
right until the day she
that
died?
one.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard about that story. And there's like stairs that go to nowhere.
Yep,
Mhm.
that's the one.
Oh, okay, yeah. She just kept building and building onto the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so worst director: Ethan Coen, Holmes and Watson, Kevin Connolly, Gotti, James Foley, 50 Shades Freed, Brian Henson, The Happy Time Murders, The Spirit Brothers, Michael and Peter for Winchester.
The name was Spirit. Really, they made a ghost movie with the name Spirit.
And I actually liked the Happy Time Murders. Sorry, not sorry.
So, worst actress: Jennifer Garner, Peppermint, Amber Heard, London Fields, Melissa McCarthy, Happy Time Murders, and Life of the Party. Life of the Party, which is just a remake of Back to School, really.
Oh,
Helen
really? That's what it
Mirren,
was?
pretty much, yeah. Helen
Oh.
Mirren, Winchester. Well, that's what they used, but that's what they used to do. They used to remake movies and they used to just kind of just tinker with the premise a little bit, and they would call it something else. That's
Yeah, it's just like they do with just about every movie. You have the fake wannabe movies like Transmorphers that came out, Transformers came out. But I get what you're saying, Rob. They did this in the 80s all the time. After Bachelor Party, there was how many clones?
Oh yeah, there was actually a movie called Havana with Robert Redford, which is just a remake of Casablanca.
Wasn't there a movie called Bachelorette Party?
Probably.
Well, anyway, rounding out worst actress, like Helen Mirren, Winchester, Amanda Seyfried for The Clapper.
Don't know what that is.
They made a movie about the commercial that turns on your lights by clapping.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Well, and to go back to the whole Bachelorette Party thing, Bridesmaids was kind of basically a remake of Bachelor Party only with women.
Yes, and back then when people thought Paul Feig was so adorable.
I didn't mind when he did that shit. I said it before. I didn't care if he went and did a Ghostbusters-like movie with girls and did it what he wanted to do his own way, because then it wouldn't have impeded on anything. It was every time he kept trying to make this new Ghostbusters, but always had to kept reminding us that it was Ghostbusters.
You don't know me.
That's right. I've said it a million times before. He could have went a million different directions with this movie and lied to us from the start. Because he's like, oh, I don't know. I don't think we're going to use the song. We're probably going to use the logo and all that kind of stuff for the car. You know, we're going to try and do our own thing. Bullshit.
Do you know who I am, clerk face?
Okay. So anyway, going on. Worst actor. Okay, Johnny Depp, voice Sherlock Gnomes.
I've done things I shouldn't do.
Everybody in this category said that.
Especially Johnny Depp.
Will Ferrell, Holmes and Watson, John Travolta, God, oh my God. Donald Trump, Donald J. Trump himself, Death of a Nation, and Fahrenheit 11/9.
That's a little bit cheating, don't you think?
The entire year, I got nominated for Best Actor, just so you know.
He already has a Razzie, by the way.
Bruce Willis in Death Wish.
I'm sure he was terrible in that. I didn't see it.
Worst supporting actor, Jamie Foxx, Robin Hood.
It was like the most pointless remake ever.
Ludicrous, Show Dogs. This one I'm kind of disappointed. Joel McHale, Happy Time Murders. I like Joel McHale. They just can't find anything for him good to be in.
Post Community? Not really, no.
John C. Reilly, Holmes and Watson. Justice Smith, Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom.
Which one was that? Who was she in that?
I don't know.
Was she the Miss Feminist girl that was going like, how dare you say that to me because I'm a woman?
I don't remember. I hated that fucking movie.
I think that's who that was. I'm pretty sure that's who that was.
Ugh. Well, look her up. Worst supporting actress, Kellyanne Conway herself, Fahrenheit 11/9. That's actually that's more political. Worst supporting actress, like you people are put on a good act. Melissa Gay Harden, 50 Shades Free.
Okay, she got put in that name because of the name. You cannot put a name with that without a movie like that.
Okay.
I was just going to say the news organizations, of course, are making a big deal out of the political nominations this year, as opposed to most years.
Yeah. Kelly Preston, Gotti. Jazz Sinclair, Slender Man. Melania Trump herself, Fahrenheit 11/9. Worst screenplay, Death of a Nation. 50 Shades Freed, Gotti. Happy Time Murders, Winchester. Worst remake or ripoff or sequel, Death of a Nation, remake of Hillary's America. Death Wish, Holmes and Watson. The Meg, ripoff of Jaws. Robin Hood.
Hey, the Meg was actually really good. The Meg was like a stupid B movie. It was fun.
You're saying that because you really, really like the lesbian girl in that.
Yeah, Ruby Rose was in that. She was good. Well, she was less memorable. God, who else was in that?
Jason Statham. I like him.
Yeah. He was like the main guy in there. It was a fun movie.
Jason Statham?
Yeah, it was a fun movie. I liked it.
It's not trying to be deep. It's not trying to be a work of art. It's just a big action movie.
Film.
Yeah. Worst on-screen combo. Any two actors or puppets, especially those in creepy sex scenes in the Happy Time Murders.
Were there creepy sex scenes in Happy Time Murders?
I'm pretty sure. Yes.
I didn't see it.
Like one or two, and they're not that bad. They're mostly hilarious, or at least not like gross in any sense. It's fucking silly string for cum, for fuck's sake.
I know it's a trailer, but I think it sounds like it's a human in a Muppet.
Well, anyway, Johnny Depp and his fast-fading film career. Johnny Depp and his fast-fading film career. Sherlock Gnomes, Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly, trashing two of literature's most beloved characters, Holmes and Watson. Kelly Preston, John Travolta, getting Battlefield Earth type reviews in Gotti. Donald J. Trump and his self-perpetuating pettiness, Death of a Nation, Fahrenheit 11/9. So those are the nominees for the Razzies. So,
yay!
Yeah, I just realized if anyone actually shows up, wouldn't it be amazing if it was Johnny Depp and Amber Heard getting their Razzies?
I'd show up.
Johnny Depp would show up because he was fucked up and didn't know where he was.
He thought he was going home.
I thank you all for the Oscar.
I could actually see that happening with as much money as they've said he's spent on wine.
He's putting his car keys in the award, going, "Why won't the car turn on?"
Or is this the People's Choice Awards?
Johnny Depp is becoming Keith Richards. It's not an impression anymore. It's
awards. I forget what awards I'm at, but fucking I won.
That fake British accent. Someone told me this is the someone told me this is the Golden Globes of the People's Choice Awards. Yeah,
he doesn't. You know, he just kind of talks like this.
Johnny Depp playing Paul McCartney, trying to be Keith Richards.
He's got just kind of a really plain, normal, average like voice. That's the fucked up thing. Just watch him on 21 Jump Street. That's what he fucking sounds like all the time.
Somewhere along the way, he's just started mumbling though. I mean, even the first Pirates
dude spent 30 fucking grand a month on booze.
Yep.
Yeah. I wonder if you were to ask him who's his dad in the Pirates of the Caribbean films, would he say, "It's Robert Plant, right?"
Did you ever see Hail Hail Rock and Roll?
Yes.
I believe years ago, yeah.
Yeah, the Chuck Berry movie, Keith Richards, man. He's just like, but the thing is, Keith Richards, he's just, you can't understand a word he's saying, but you're just hanging on every like syllable. Same as Gus, man. This Chuck, he's 68, man. You know, just got to, yes, no way, man. You know, just then I guess be able to the label, man, just could just give what the the Fender amp, and we were able to pick out a word here.
Roger Ebert's more articulate than that, even when he was dying.
Kind of relax about the whole thing.
Says man, it's Chuck, got the Brian Jones, just a lovely lad.
Who's worse, him or Ozzy?
Ozzy's the same thing. He's just a little register higher. How's get Sharon?
beat the head off a bat.
I think I saw her on some talk show when I went into work yesterday, and I seriously for a moment thought, like, is he going to show up? Like, oh yeah, they're not married anymore.
I've not seen him live, but I've heard stories of like recent Ozfest and shit where he has gotten to the point where he doesn't even remember the words.
Is that why he showed up in Ghostbusters? He didn't know where he was, and they just kept filming him.
Probably. He probably don't even remember being in Ghostbusters. I was in Ghostbusters.
He doesn't even say Sharon in that scene. In the scene, doesn't he go, Sharon, I think I got something. Like, you're not married anymore. What are you saying?
Sharon, where did everybody go?
Paul Feig probably committed elder abuse there.
This Sarah Remy Nichols. Who's Jack? What do you do now, Jack? You get out of my head. I can't believe you're my son, Jack. Go away. Yeah. But anyway, where's my dog? Where's my dog? My dog. I miss my dog. Hey, I love Family Guys. I love Family Guy when they had Ozzy. He goes, "All right, before we start the show, I'm going to eat this whole sandwich." Yeah. All right, guys.
Actually, we got one more news story I forgot, and I totally remember now because we get people asking all the time about what's going on with Highlander. We've got an update.
Who's been asking us about Highlander?
We get it all the time in the chat. They always ask.
Do?
With Highlander. Yeah.
I've never seen it. You're making shit.
You zone out. No, I'm not
making
shit out.
I haven't seen anything about Highlander since like summer.
It was like Keith Richards. They just zone out.
Like a little while ago, but there's Highlander news. Just shut up. It's Highlander news.
The sad Sean Wick says Highlander 2016.
Sick bastard.
There's this Stravinsky, 68, man. Just why am I reading Highlander news? I did this game on. I don't know. That's it. Yeah, the guitar, man. Just get your Fender. Just go and get the words on that.
I'll watch the Highlander reboot if it's just a fight between Keith Richards and Betty White over a sandwich.
All right. Okay, Chad Strahelski. Who the hell's Chad? Director of John Wick films has been attached to a potential Highlander reboot since 2016, but we've heard very little on the project over the years. Now, ahead of the release of John Wick Chapter 3, Stahelski has offered an update. He still very much wants to make the reboot, but he wants to make sure he gets complex mythology right. That might mean creating a TV series instead of a movie. There was already a TV series. Highlander spawned 6 movies, 3 TV shows, comic books, video games, and more. In short, there's a lot of mythology surrounding this goofy story about immortal sword fighters. With the way Hollywood operates, it's surprising it's taken so long to get a Highlander reboot off the ground. After all, established properties sell unless they don't. Oh, slash film sucks. The reason we've yet to see Highlander reboot is because Strahelski, who's attached to direct, has been taking his time, making sure he gets everything just right. We're trying to get it done. Who knows anything about the property knows. Well, anyone who knows about anything about the property, I'm sorry about that, knows it has a lot of meat to it. The director told Collider. Oh, I hate Collider. It's a good property. It's got a lot of potential. We're just trying to figure out the best way not to fuck it up. That's commendable. I have no real attachment to the series. Okay, I didn't ask for your opinion, man. The director also added, we're trying to design it in a way that gives us a little more lead in, a little more time with the mythology to see some of the best characters. They did 7 seasons of the TV show, and even though the TV show may not hold up today, the idea of it and the characters they brought in were super cool. So we're trying to devise a methodology that leads up to the quickening. You just don't end with a one-on-one battle in New York, cut off a guy's head, and that's it. We want to do this in such a way that it becomes more of a series, whether it's a short form or long form, that would let us explore that in the best way. I have a huge heartfelt love and respect for the project, so we're trying to find the best way to do it to give fans what they want. In other words, yeah.
You have to talk over it or I'll get claimed.
Oh, that was an I
EMI's
far enough. 9 seconds. Shit. Oh well.
I think that's how the Queen movie should have ended with that song.
Oh, as long as they use the music, I don't give a shit.
In other words, Strahelski just wants to find the right way to.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
Anyway, Strahelski wants to find the right way to show his story. We look at what Netflix is doing with TV now. He said, as an action designer myself, there are 2 or 3 episodes of Game of Thrones that blow away 90% of the features. Netflix has a whole new delivery system with features on that coming. No delivery system with features on that coming off differently, and letting filmmakers. I'm starting to drift here. Letting filmmakers and directors expand out without being crushed by opening weekend box office. So there's a couple of different mediums we want to explore, and what is the best way to bring this out in? Okay, so
it's one of those properties that has a lot of potential if they don't fuck it up. Because basically everything after the first film in the series is shit for the most part.
This wants to be a prequel to The Quickening. Why? Who asked for that?
I don't know why they would want to even attach this to the original. They should flat out reboot it, period.
Okay, now I haven't seen Highlander in years. Now, what's this thing? There can be only one. I mean, yeah, I know the phrase. There can be only one. I mean, the last guy who cuts off the other guy's head is
okay. Well, the whole thing is there's a group of people that are called the Immortals, and they don't become immortal until they at least die the first original death. And then after that, anything can happen to them as long as their head doesn't get cut off. They will live forever. Once, if another immortal comes near them, they're attracted to each other and they have to fight. Whichever one wins by cutting the other one's head off gains their powers. And when there's none left and only one left, that last one gets the prize. Which most versions of the prize is they get to be human. And get to
a new car.
Yeah. That's about it.
They get John Connery's career.
They get to be human. So they just get to just like get old and die like a normal schlub. I mean, where's the incentive?
Well, first of all, you can't have kids, so you're sterile. And secondly, so then you can actually have kids then. And then secondly, they kind of stress the point through the whole movie, especially through the song "Who Wants to Live Forever" by Queen, that it's basically a fucking curse to live forever because all you do is watch all the people you care about die.
You know, what if you want to live forever? Isn't this kind of a bit of an ironic screw you?
I remember when Louis Black said he only has one wish that's to live forever, and people say to him, "But Louis, all your friends will just get old and die." He goes, "Well, I'll just make new friends. That's all."
But anyhow, then the sequel came along, and it's notorious for not only being one of the worst movies ever made. It's a huge flop, but that's the thing is they spent so much fucking money on the second film that if they hadn't spent so much money, it wouldn't have been such a big deal. But I can't remember the exact price, but I know for the time it was just an ungodly amount, and I think they pocketed half of it anyway. The producers did.
Also, Sean Connery was a Spaniard.
Yeah, well, they brought Sean Connery back too, and all this other shit.
Dead.
Made them aliens, and then they made them time travelers, and then
they didn't give a shit.
I have no idea by the end. I have the Blu-ray, but it's another third version of the film. That's the thing. There's been like 3 or 4 different versions of this movie, of the second film. And then the third movie is mostly overlooked, although that's probably the least bad of the sequels. Of all of them, that's probably the better of them all. And then the fourth film, they tried to tie in the movie and television universe in the film, and it's about half a good movie and half a really bad movie. Then after that, they did a bunch of straight-to-video movies with the TV stars. That's all I remember. And they did a TV show too, and a spinoff.
Yeah, I remember Elizabeth Grayson was in the TV show.
Really?
You know, yeah, Oh, she was.
Endgame had its moments. Joker 79, but the end of it goes downhill fast. And there was so much hullabaloo behind the scenes on that movie, and different cuts of the movie and reshoots, and that would have been a movie that Midnight's Edge would have been all the fuck over if we would have been around back in the day when that came out. So that was a movie that just had all kinds of behind the scenes fucking drama behind it.
All right. Well, anyway. So that's what's happening. So what do you say we wrap this up?
Oh, apparently there is slight news. Apparently, if you're a big fan of the Supreme Court, apparently in Lego Movie 2, they're going to have a Ruth Bader Ginsburg cameo. Yay. If that's your thing.
Ew, what the hell?
I guess. All right, Rob.
Also, Highlander 2 cost $34 million to make.
Yeah, back then that's ungodly. For
in
that
'91,
movie.
yeah, that's
the first movie only cost like I think $6 million to make, if I remember right.
Yeah.
If that, it might have been less than that. It might have only been like 3 or 4.
All right. Well,
16.
Did they spend that much on it?
First one, anyway.
First one, really? Does that count all the re-releases and shit they did to it though?
No,
the original version cost that much money.
Silkratori, $2 super chat.
Yay!
Yay! Don't forget the anime. There was an anime.
What about the anime?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was the anime movies too, or 1 or 2 of them, or something like that, or a series. I remember it, but I never watched it. I've never seen the animated television show either. So
all I know is when said Susan Grayson, she was in Playboy. They said she was in Highlander. I'm like, no way, the chick from Highlander is in Playboy. I was like, sweet. There you go. That's that.
If they reboot her, they're gonna bring back Raiden again.
I hope they'd give Christopher Lambert at least a cameo. I mean, I know he's old and he's not in the best of shape.
He's doing nothing at the moment. He's not too busy.
But that's just that I don't know how. I think he's got some health issues, but I'm not 100% on that. If somebody out there in the chat knows, let me know. But I know he's not very active as far as like anything really. I think he's like semi-retired.
He's about as active as Jan Michael Vincent.
No.
Probably more like Sean Connery, actually, because I mean he's not that much younger than Sean Connery. I don't think either.
No, he's only 61.
Is he really? Well, then he's got some
Sean
health.
Connery's much older.
Oh yeah, Sean Connery's in his like 90s almost. Yeah. I thought he was older than that, but I know I think he's had some health issues and stuff the last few years.
Right.
Last time I seen him in an interview, he looked rough.
He apparently cannot see without his glasses. Forced to act virtually blind. That's what I'm getting for health problems.
Always can get laser corrective surgery.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know he looked mighty rough.
No, apparently he's still in stuff. He was in the show The Blacklist this year.
Wow.
All right.
I'm surprised.
All right. What do you say we wrap this puppy up? Okay.
He's in a TV show called Call My Agent. Yeah.
Oh well.
All right. Hey, if you like what we do here, and honestly, why wouldn't you?
I have no idea.
Yeah. You can click the like button. You can click the subscribe button. You can head over to main channel, click like and subscribe over there. We got stuff in the pipeline that's on its way. Yep. You can head over to Patreon. You can support the channel for as little as $1 a month. Patreon supporters get all kinds of bonuses, outtakes, bloopers, lost episodes, behind the scenes, behind the edge making of videos. What's so funny?
Sorry, Eric Kelly mentioned that there's only 7 sectors and only 4 Jan Michael Vincents, and I remember that.
This January. Michael down your Vincent.
It was the best part of that episode.
So, yeah. So anyway, like I said, you get all kinds of bonuses at Patreon. Random, tell them about your channel.
I'm Mecha Random 42. I've been complaining a lot about this Ghostbusters stuff lately in Star Trek Discovery. Can't stand that show. And the cute one. So come subscribe to me. And I have Patreon and I have a PO box. You can mail me stuff and I will show it off on camera. What else? Sometimes I stream on Twitch.
Everybody loves redheads. Go.
Outstanding.
What the fuck?
Also, she has a really cute laugh, as you can clearly tell.
Yes. Someone told me one time, sometimes the bits go on too long, and I said, listen, Mecca represents the audience, okay? That's no, really. As long as she's laughing, that's as long as the bit goes on. So anyway, Tyler, tell them about you.
Yeah, well, I am a writer for Midnight's Edge. I'm in the Facebook page all the time talking about nonsense, and I have a podcast called the Peanut Butter Podcast where I talk about even more nonsense.
Mm-hmm. The peanut butter is very good for you. It's got a lot of protein in it.
Yeah, it's also really sticky. It gets in your hands, and okay, I'm not making this too bad.
Okay. Also, you could use it to take gum out of your hair too.
I can't do it. Or something.
Okay.
But what do you use to take the peanut butter out of your hair?
That's a good question. WD-40, I think.
You get someone with a big tongue.
And then what do you use to take the WD-40 out of your hair then?
Yeah, no. Take peanut butter out of your hair. Call your dog. Call your dog. That's.
Or call the
All
wife.
right.
You can help with that.
All right, everybody. All right, everybody. Tom, any final words?
Are you like being kinky and stuff?
No, I'm not.
What are you, a dumbass?
That's Tom. Can't blame me.
No.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Have a good Monday. We will, of course, catch you next time.